Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to admit that we are in a bear market. I think a lot of people have been living in this fantasy land that we haven't been in a bear market, and even myself included, I wanted to believe that maybe we could have a recovery. I definitely thought so in around December, January time, but after seeing the data, after seeing what is actually happening, I mean, let's be real here, guys. We are in a bear market. There is nothing that can really convince anyone otherwise on the fact that look at the numbers, right? I mean, we're down almost 50% from all-time highs. That's not a bull market. And yes, there are pullbacks in a bull market, but seeing sentiment this low has never been seen before. And guys, every bull market, every cycle seems to be different in crypto and Bitcoin, but today, we're going to go over the Bitcoin bear market and just talk about a couple different things, talk about why nothing really changes for Bitcoin, why Bitcoin is still going to go to $1 million, and overall just give you an update video. So welcome back to the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into it, guys. Because listen, right now at $67,000, 67, this is arguably the greatest time to accumulate, right? Will we see the 50s? It's definitely possible. A lot of models and price predictions have us hitting 55,000 this year, which would suck 100%. But at 55,000, guys, I mean, you just load the boat, right? At that point, you are buying Bitcoin for an insanely cheap price that a lot of people didn't think we would ever see again. So, yeah. It's looking a little interesting. Let's take a look at what exactly is going on. So this is the stock to flow model, which is very popular amongst the Bitcoin community. So is Power Law. Excuse me there. I'm a little ill if you guys couldn't tell, but I had to make this video for you guys. Genuinely don't know what it is. I think it's because the weather's getting a little better in Toronto. Maybe the weather change. No idea. Anyways, this is very popular. And Plan B, obviously, being the guy that kind of represents this model, I'd like to say, he basically goes blue like clockwork, which is, I will admit, as much as I love Plan B and his work, this is not like a clockwork. If you've been watching any of his videos, there is no proof or no indication that he has predicted this. In fact, he has called for, I would say, the opposite, right? So what this really represents, I want to go over it really quickly. Definitely watch Plan B's videos because he will do a much better job at this, but these red dots are when RSI are above 80, right? So this is when people are FOMOing into Bitcoin. There is massive greed in the markets, and people are blasting into Bitcoin like there is no tomorrow. These blue dots, right, and when they get a bit more purplish and more dark blue, that's when crypto is oversold, or Bitcoin, sorry, is oversold, right? So this is when there's insane fear in the markets, right? Extreme fear, everyone's selling, there's a lot of uncertainty. So that's basically what these dots represent. And these dots are also, you'll see, tied to a price over here. So we can see in the last bull market, which is one that I have the most amount of experience with, we can see from 2020 all the way going up to 2021, we saw massive gains in Bitcoin. We saw, obviously, we had the all-time high, I believe it was November. We saw $69,000, and then we basically saw, just a bit of all-time highs again. We saw the all-time high here in November. This was the first initial blow-off top, right? This was the first initial pump where we went from the bottom here all the way up to about 60-something K. I think it was 62K. Then we went down a little bit. Then we hit 69K. We had the summer, which was very boring and quiet. Then we had the huge dip, right? We went all the way down here to, I believe the lowest we saw was, if I'm not mistaken, 23,000 or something like that. Very, very low. It was pretty brutal. And we saw massive blue, a massive period of blue, right? And we see this in previous bear markets as well. You see, obviously, after a bunch of red, you see a pool of blue here, right? And the blues usually are all around the same price, and they last for a couple of months, with the last one lasting around a year and a half. So with this being priced in and with all this taken into consideration, obviously history does rhyme, but with Bitcoin you can never really tell, because one thing we didn't see this market is red dots. We didn't see absolute greed in the markets. We didn't see crazy money flowing into Bitcoin as a lot of people expected we were going to compared to last bull markets, right? So with that being said, we have our first proper blue dot here for, I believe, for February. So we're gonna have to wait and find out, right? Are we gonna go ahead and maybe have a V-shaped recovery? Are we gonna go ahead and have a random bit of blue like for the next couple of months? We're gonna have to wait and see. Me personally, I do think we're probably gonna have a bit more of blue for at least a couple more months here. I don't see us having a V-shaped recovery. Just don't see how it happens. Things do add up. I mean, like fundamentally things are adding up, but for some reason, guys, I don't know, I just don't really know if it's going to happen. Now when I say fundamentally, guys, I mean Saylor is still buying. He just bought another massive amount of Bitcoin. He bought 2,486 Bitcoin at a price of $67,000, which is pretty bullish. We can see as well Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund Mubadala reportedly owns $630 million of BlackRock Spot ETF, which is cool. You know, we'd love for them to self-custody and have Bitcoin themselves, but, you know, Bitcoin ETF, I guess it still has positive inflows. Some random news that I want to share with you guys as well is Bitcoin Magazine's parent company, BTC Incorporated, has been acquired by Nakamoto Inc. So the Bitcoin Conference, Bitcoin Magazine, and Bitcoin for Corporations is now owned by one company. So yeah, very random. Not too sure what to make of this, but I want to share it with you guys because I feel like it's kind of relevant. And guys, another thing is, remember guys, El Salvador is still buying Bitcoin every single day. I mean, every single day they keep on buying one, right? They're literally doing the whole dollar cost average method. They're literally buying Bitcoin as often as they can. And I mean, when you see El Salvador continuing to buy, it makes you think, hey, you know, maybe we all should be buying as well. Just like Rich Dad Poor Dad's author Robert Kiyosaki, who says, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, I'm buying more and more as Bitcoin's price goes down. I'll be buying more Bitcoin as people panic and sell into the coming crash. Okay, so guys, listen, overall, there's a lot of things to be excited about. There's a lot of people that are still buying. And the crazy part is, guys, there's actually no real reason as to why Bitcoin has been dying. The one thing that I keep seeing is quantum. But guys, if quantum kills Bitcoin, like quantum computing, it also kills the global banking system, SWIFT transfers, stock exchanges, military comms, nuclear command systems, every website on Earth. If Bitcoin is dead from quantum, your portfolio will be the least of your problems. And guys, again, quantum is never going to be able to kill Bitcoin either. If you actually understand Bitcoin, you'll understand all this as well. Even the whole Epstein and Satoshi thing, none of that really makes sense. But guys, listen, that is going to be it for today's video. The point of this video is we're definitely in a bear market. Now's the time to be buying and stacking as much Bitcoin as possible. And yeah, guys, that is it for today. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.